Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Stewart. I am the lead financial coach and founder of Do Better Financial, and welcome to fall. I am so excited that it is not 90 degrees today. I ate outside today. It was beautiful. It was absolutely magnificent. I was so excited. I hope it stays this way forever. Not gonna lie. So what we're gonna talk about today, what did I do? Oh my. I'm so sorry. I got a new phone and I'm not really sure how to use it. There it goes. Hi, Erica. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to stop touching things. Okie dokie. So the weather is beautiful outside here in Houston. If you live in other places and it's still horrible, I am so sorry. This doesn't happen very often. Hey, Chris. Thanks for joining us today. So let's start with this weekend. I got to go to a awesome business building beach retreat hosted by my business coach, Angel Santos. Hi, Joanna. Thanks for joining us today over at Grow My Brand. If you need some help, hi Veronica, thanks for joining us today. If you are building a business or if you've been in the process of building a business and you need some help and you're a female entrepreneur, you should definitely look her up at growmybrand.org. The retreat was amazing. We got to have a lot of fun, but we got a lot of work in. We exchanged some great ideas and got some great feedback off of one another. I want to give a shout out to the ladies who joined me there this weekend. Miss Carissa, Miss Verna, and Miss Erin. You should check them all out. They all have their own Facebook pages. They all have wonderful things that they can offer to help you with, and you may be seeing some of them at some point on my Facebook Live videos, and you'll see why a little later. All right. I also want to thank the people who made our weekend pretty amazing. So we had I'm really sorry if I say her name wrong. Missy Keisha Mooten, I think is how her name is pronounced. She is from Smooth Touch Massage. Hi, Jason. Thanks for joining us today. And she made us feel amazing and pampered. And boy, do I tell you, I needed that massage. I didn't know how bad. Apparently, it's not hard to tell that I sit for 10 to 12 hours a day. Trying to fix that. And second, we also want to thank Miss Megan Flanagan from Fit Armadillo. If you are a busy person who doesn't have time to get to the gym, or if you travel a lot, there is an opportunity for you to get a personal trainer to come into your living room or your office. Check out fitarmadillo.com and look up Megan. She's actually the trainer of the month, so you can get yourself a little bit of a discount. So that is this past weekend. In the past weeks, as you well know. Hi, William. Thanks for joining us today. We've been dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey here in Houston, which people are still recovering from. And after that, there was Hurricane Irma, which struck the Caribbean and Florida. And last but not least, there was Hurricane Maria. And as many of you, I'm sure, have heard, the island of Puerto Rico, in addition to the island of Dominica and the U.S. Virgin Islands, but Puerto Rico in particular is completely without power. That's almost 4 million people that have zero power, like no power anywhere on the island. We're talking hospitals, government buildings. No one has power on that island. So my first thought every time I see it, they're talking about the amazing devastation and just overwhelming devastation on that island. Is how can I help? Now, one of the nice things about living in a place where you know where the money is going to go and you know some people and where to donate is you can just do that. You can direct your donations there. But I personally don't know anybody who lives in Puerto Rico. I'm sure I have friends who are from Puerto Rico, but if you are, please shout out to me. Let me know where I should donate. Right now, I'm going based on some things that I've been reading on the internet. I shared one earlier, but you should shoot everything that you're thinking about donating through Charity Navigator. It'll give you an idea of their reputation and how much of their donations actually go to the causes that they have designated. So again, if you have it in your heart, or it's on your heart, or you have the ability, awesome, Erica. Please ask them. Let me know. I'll post it in the comments to this video, and I'll also post it on the comments of that post that I posted earlier. So if you're thinking about donating or volunteering for any of those places, shoot everything that you're thinking about doing through Charity Navigator. It'll give you an idea. And then if you can, find somebody who is of Puerto Rican descent or has family or friends there that can give you a better idea. And obviously a lot of their communication's down, which makes it even harder to connect. Hi, Verna. Thanks for joining us today. All right. So today's question, I put up a question earlier. It's called Penny for Your Thoughts. The question was, how much did the average, I left out the word average in my question, but I made that up in the comments. How much does the average family of 4 in Texas, the state of Texas, spend on gifts? Most people guessed C or D, so they either guessed about $700 or $600. The answer is actually B. Now, don't get all in tizzy. The answer B was actually $565. It says that an average family of 4 in Texas spends $565 on gifts, not Christmas trees, not Christmas cards, not turkey and dressing, or, flights to see family, none of that, just gifts. Now, I had a lot of people say, oh, that sounds too low. All these numbers sound low. The highest number on there that you saw was, which was answer A, I believe, is actually $875, and that is for New York City. The lowest one that was on this list is actually $465, and that's for McAllen, Texas. So Houston is right around that average, $569. DFW, or rather Dallas-Fort Worth, if you're not familiar with the term, is around $631. So you guys are spending some money up there. But here's the deal: that's an average, which means a lot of people spend more. I had one lady say, "Oh, that sounds too high." There are obviously people who spend less, but this is the average. So that information is from the National Retail Federation, which they gather up a whole bunch of information about how much money we spend, where we spend it, and how we spend it. And also NerdWallet, which is one of my personal favorite things. It identifies me quite well. All right. So that leads to our discussion for today, which is how to skip the holiday hangover. Now, when I told some of the ladies at the conference that I was going to be talking about Christmas today, they were like, already? We just got through buying school supplies, not yet. And I was like, okay, I hear you, okay? Hear me out. Most people spend, now this is an average from T. Rowe Price from 2015. Parents, and this is for you parents spend an average, hold on to it. I thought this number was absolutely ridiculous, but I believe it. They spend an average of $422 per child on gifts. Veronica, I'm going to get to that question in just a second. $422 per child. That's insane. My sister has 3 kids. I have no idea how much they spend on Christmas, but if it's $1,200, I might cry. I don't know if I want any kids. That's insane. Hi, Phyllis. Thanks for joining us today. So based on those numbers, it looks like if the average in Texas is 5-something, whatever they're spending on gifts is probably going to the kids. But singles, you don't get away so easy, and people without kids, don't think I'm missing you with this one. Singles, 60% of people actually spend money on their own gifts. Yes, it's per kid, $422 per kid, Erica. 60% of people actually buy themselves a gift when they go shopping. And you might say, of course we do. You get that deal. You buy one and they give you an extra one, for 20% off. So you give that gift and then you get one for yourself. It's not spending extra money. Wrong. So, the budget that you set to the side, or however much money you do end up spending, where it's $565 or $800 and something, or $2,000 and something, or whatever it is, most people spend an average of about $130 on themselves. Hi, Joy. Thanks for joining us today. $130 on themselves. So, if you add that up, for our family of 4 example, and obviously, like I said, you're going to have some spend higher, some spend lower. You're going to have $133 for each self, right? So that's $260 on the parents, and then $422 per kid. All right, let's do some broad math. So 800 plus 260 is probably more around that $1,000 range. Yes, Black Friday is considered in the pool of Christmas spending. So this is a survey that they put out. All right, so here we go. 43% of people asked in this survey actually feel pressured to spend more money. Now, Erica, that's different. We're talking about a family of 4. 35 people is definitely a unique list. So don't feel bad. I have a feeling you probably spend less than some people spend on 5 or 6 people, just because you have to. 35 people is crazy. My sister has a huge family. So 43% of people actually feel pressured to spend more money than they already do. So let's assume this $1,000 round number for a family of 4, 2 parents and 2 children. And let's assume the kids don't have jobs and they also can't go shopping for themselves and they're probably making their parents cards or whatever, right? Assuming $1,000 worth of spending, 61% of people will put this amount on a credit card. Yes, credit card. So 61% of people, hi Cheryl, thanks for joining us today, are going to take that $1,000 and pop it on a credit card. 1 in 10 people are actually going to take more than 6 months to pay it off. So you might start to get the idea why I'm talking about this now, because there are a lot of people who literally just finished paying off Christmas 2016. Let that marinate. Sinking in. Yeah, that's a long time to be paying for gifts that a lot of people, this is gonna hurt your feelings, but this is real, that a lot of people have thrown away, they've never worn, they've never used, they forgot what you bought, your kid didn't play with it anymore, they already broke it, they lost it, and this is not to throw any shade. Yes, some pay for it for over 4 years. They never finish paying for Christmas because by the time the next Christmas coming around, they haven't paid the other one off. So this is no shade at my mom, but she bought my niece something that she really wanted. She got her one of these like Fitbit type things, and my niece had lost it in, gosh, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks. She really wanted it, but she didn't keep up with it. And that's just the nature of kids. Right at the time, she was probably about 7. And my mom didn't spend the amount of money. My business, the business that I work for actually gave me this Fitbit. Y'all know I'm cheap. But my mom didn't spend the amount that my company spent on this Fitbit. She bought her something smaller. But, you know, she was trying to incorporate her. She wanted to feel like the family because a lot of us had Fitbits. And so, you know, parents spend that money. And then all of a sudden that thing you bought is gone. If I asked you, what did you buy? Not everybody. What did you buy your husband or your wife? Oh, you lost a leather jacket. Ouch. Your husband, your wife, one of your kids for Christmas. I have a feeling that we couldn't remember unless it was a big ticket item. If you bought them a car or you bought them a brand new laptop, you guys went and bought a house together, or you bought engagement rings. I had some friends that got engaged and they're married. Shout out to Joy and Alyssa. They all got engaged around Christmas and New Year's. So if you bought something like that, you're not going to forget. But we're going to get to that, Miss Stewart. Here's the thing. These gifts that we give, while we may have the best intentions behind some of them, a lot of them end up in the trash. So here's what I want to encourage you to do. When you're giving, give thoughtful gifts. My sister mentioned regifting. Regifting is great if you're giving it thoughtfully. So honestly, don't regift me. If you don't think it's something I'll actually like, don't give me anything. I'll be okay. Now, that's not true for everybody, but I can tell you of a lot of, candles that get passed around for years and they collect dust. Just throw it away. Sometimes if you feel the need to regift it, the best thing to do is to just give it away. Don't even put it in a bag. Just be like, hey, do you like the smell of this? No? Okay, I'm throwing it in the trash. Done. Get it over with. Clean house and, maintain a friendship, because people can tell when you regift certain things. Yeah, I hear you, Berta. So you ask for this thing and it's like, oh yes, I must have it. And then all of a sudden you don't really need it or want it. Oh, Kwanzaa, that's a good one. We may talk about that later, Joy Monroe. I may have you on to talk about Kwanzaa. All right, so give something thoughtful. Pay attention to what people like. For instance, my niece is a gymnast. She loves flipping. So one of the things I bought her last year was a shirt that I think almost said verbatim, I love flipping. Now, did it cost a whole lot? No, but she honestly can't fit it anymore and doesn't want to give it away because she loves flipping. So pay attention to what people like. If you don't know, sometimes cash is best. My mom mentioned this in her comment. Cash and gift cards are best. This is why people gift themselves, because you usually don't know what they want unless they specifically tell you. And even then, as Verna said, sometimes they don't actually want it. If you handed them money, they may be like, "Oh, I don't really want that. I actually want this thing." But they don't decide about it until after they see the cash or the money. There you go. Give love, food, and I love it, Miss Cheryl. She says she gives love, food, and her. And she keeps her money for her bills and shoes. Got to keep that shoe budget happy, right? All right, so give thoughtful gifts. Make sure you know what the people that you're giving gifts to actually want. And if you don't, cash and gift cards are great. Cash is king, queen. Yes. Focus on experience over expense. So one of the things that I've noticed is over the last few years, we, in my family in particular, we started realizing that while it's nice to give gifts, and, you know, especially for the kids, they like unwrapping stuff, the adults, we just like being together. We like hanging out and laughing at things and, you know, being silly. We like watching the old Christmas movies from back when we were younger. You know, we like going to the movies as a family, things like that. And yes, going to the movies does cost money, but you actually can buy each other something that you all want if you find a movie you all wanted to see. Yeah. Oh, my sister is right. There are some people that you can't give money because they spilled it on other people. She's calling out my mother. Yes, my mother does this. However, that makes my mama happy. So sometimes, you know, I let her, but usually we go find something that she wants. Create a budget. This is number 3. You knew this was coming. This is what I do. Make a budget, okay? Figure out who you have to buy gifts for. If you got 35 people like Erica Sanders, so, you know, some people are going to get a $15 gift card to McDonald's. And if they're a teenager, they're not going to be mad at you, okay? They like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and Subway, and, well, maybe not Subway as much, but definitely Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. I know the B word. It's not 4 letters. Yeah, game nights, cocoa party, make it. There you go, Joy. So if you read Joy's comment, she's talking about game nights, cocoa parties, making ornaments. Like, Christmas is the fun part, is being with people. Honestly, and this is probably not gonna shock you, I really don't like shopping in general. Like, I don't like the hustle and bustle. I would prefer to know what someone wants and send them that thing. Like, if somebody's like, "Oh, I'm hungry," I'm gonna send them a sandwich, like right now. I don't want to wait for Christmas. If somebody's like, "Oh man, my purse broke," I want to go buy you a purse right now, rather than waiting for Christmas. But that's just me. The fun part of the holidays is being around, you know, having family in from out of town or going out of town to see family. That's really the fun part. But you got to budget for that too. So don't forget to budget for your travel. Don't forget to budget for your parties. Don't forget to budget for, you know, new dresses for Easter speeches, Christmas speeches. You know, all those decorations. If you're one of those people that likes to put up all the lights on the house, honestly, that was one of my favorite things as a kid. We need to bring back going to see Christmas lights. That was an aside. I got on my soapbox. I'm down now. But if you're one of those people who likes to put up Christmas lights, budget for your replacement lights and budget for your extra electricity bills. Put that in there so that, you know, if you're the man and you love putting up the lights, your wife's not like, "Oh my God, our electricity bill's going to double." Be like, "Don't worry about it, honey. Save that money in October." Right? Okay, last but not least is get some accountability. So here's why. 58% of people who make Christmas budgets bust them. They write it all down, they got it all planned out, and then they just spend whatever they want. Now, if you go back to our 8 Ways to Improve Your Economy series, I'll tell you why that is. But one of the bigger reasons is you need accountability. And you don't need that friend that's going to tell you, "Ooh, it's on sale, buy 2. No, that's not your accountability partner when it comes to your Christmas budget. You need somebody who's going to say, "Girl, are they in the budget? Where that budget going to come from?" They budge from the budget. Cute. Where that money going to come from? Now, if you don't have somebody who is willing or able to hold you accountable to your Christmas budget, pick me. I would be more than happy to tell you no. I'm really good at it. Oh, yes. That's a good idea. Verna says if it takes you about an average of 6 months to pay off Christmas, maybe you should start saving 6 months before they start shopping. Verna be thinking. Hi, Megan. Thanks for joining us today. So, if you are concerned about whether or not you're going to be able to find an accountability partner who will actually tell you the truth, I am volunteering my services, not volunteering. I do charge, but I do have an accountability program that can help you once you've created that budget to actually stick to it. That will help you focus on not just I don't want to spend the extra money, but why I don't. That's the important part, which is why I said to give thoughtful gifts. It's about why you're giving a gift, what you want to incite in someone when you give them a gift. If you want their face to light up for 5 seconds, that's great. If you want to create a memory, that's something different. And yes, sometimes big gifts can do that, but honestly, experiences have a much better They have a much better track record at creating those lasting memories. So I want you to be on the lookout. We're going to have a Christmas challenge in the coming weeks. That's my specialty, Verna. No, with a smile. No. We're going to have a Christmas challenge coming out in the coming weeks, so keep your eye out for it. We're going to not just walk through setting up a budget, but you're going to have an opportunity to get some accountability and assistance in sticking to that budget. So we're going to walk through all the steps. Make sure you don't miss anything, because that's probably the number one or two reason that people go over their budgets, other than just, ignoring them, is the fact that nobody's holding them accountable to it. It's just a number on a page, right? Last but not least, I'm going to say this again. If you know someone from Puerto Rico, or you are from Puerto Rico and you know of some charities that are boots on the ground, their money is going to help the people of Puerto Rico or Dominica or the U.S. Virgin Islands or any of the other islands that have been obliterated in these last few hurricanes, Antigua and Barbuda. There are a couple of others. I think the island of Hispaniola has been hit pretty hard, which is where Haiti, and I can never remember what's on the other side of Haiti, but that island have been injured and frankly lost things that we can't even imagine. When we had a hurricane in Houston, there was a place to go. You have a hurricane that destroys most of your island in Puerto Rico, there's nowhere to go, and there's not a lot of ways to send things quickly. It was the Dominican Republic. Thank you. Hi, Erin. Thanks for joining us today. So if you have any suggestions on that, please leave them in the comments either on this video, or you can leave them on the comments anywhere. You can send me a direct message. If you are looking for some help with your finances, trying to get your budget ready for Christmas, or trying to get your budget ready for life, because that's a thing, please do not hesitate to hit me up on Facebook, or you can hit me up on our newly launched website. Yay! DoBetterFinancial.com. It is up and running. Please, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's ready for you to view, and it's also ready for you to request help when you need it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you next week. Have a great evening.